Good morning. Hey, y'all. Hey. Okay. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, sunshines. Good morning, universe. Good morning, world. I'm obviously not on YouTube directly like I was yesterday because I don't really know how to use it that way. So I'm on my StreamYard. Hold on, let me see if I can turn this down. Let's just pause that. It seems really loud and I don't feel like doing all of that. Let me check my channel real quick. It says that I'm live. I didn't do a thumbnail. I probably could have and should have. Let's mute that. Let me do it on my phone. And then we can get started. Good morning, everyone. There I am. All right. Let us. Good morning, everyone. Turn all of the things down. All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sunshines. Happy Wednesday. Okay, so y'all, let me tell y'all a little bit. I gotta catch y'all up a little bit about life. Hello, do the right thing. Good morning, sunshine. Happy 2023. You know how I get when I get live. I'm a little excited. I do apologize for my StreamYard duck being in that window, but what I did not do this year was last year I had paid for a year-long. It was some type of service, whatever it was. I'm not paying for that this year because I don't go live that much anymore. So it's just not worth the investment right now. And I'm not really pressed about how many subscribers I have no more because I got a community tab now. Like that's really what I wanted more than anything. I'm not really pressed about the whatever pennies you can make off of YouTube at this point. YouTube is more of a journal for me, especially for in 100 years, 200 years, when there's another young lady or young man looking for me, their relative. They're gonna be like, oh, she was on YouTube making videos. This is my tea this morning. I'm sorry, y'all. This is my tea. Hey, Foxy. Good morning, sunshine. I watched your video from last night, girl. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. It's 2023 and we made it. I need to catch up on my elevation station, so that's what I'm gonna do today. I also want to get back into my we all deserve to be remembered, but those require a lot of research and putting clips and stuff together, and I'm not in the space to do that. So I'm not gonna act like I am. Mentally, I'm not. And I think I'm gonna do those in the future. I'm gonna pre-record those whenever I have the feeling that I can do it. Like yesterday was the first day I felt like I could actually talk on YouTube. Today, I feel like a whole human being again. It took a week and a half of winter break, y'all, for me to feel like a human being again. Real talk. So I will, before I get into the book, I will give you guys a brief update about what has been happening in my not very exciting universe over the past few months, why I haven't really had the energy to do YouTube. And that's it. That's all. So you guys know that I got a new job. I absolutely love my new job. I think I told you guys when I got it, just based on my past experience with my employment and YouTube, I have to be really cautious and careful with what I do and what I say publicly now because people just be looking for reasons to just, I don't know, like you shouldn't be a human being if you have a job, I guess. Like, I guess, we judge others because I guess, girl, whatever. Foxy, I see your stuff over here, and then I have to come to StreamYard to see it. It's coming up now. Was it different going live on YouTube versus StreamYard? Yes, it was different because like in Stream, well, we share the same StreamYard, Foxy. So you know what it's like to do StreamYard. on StreamYard, we get to preload. Well, we can't use a lot of those features now because I didn't redo the pro subscription or whatever, but like you get to preload a lot of your backgrounds. I don't have one now because I can't use it because I didn't pay for the prescription subscription. Your videos, that's why I didn't go live today. I don't know, I could have went live on YouTube today though. I couldn't see that you could share the screen on YouTube. I'm guessing you can, but since I was only on there for 2 minutes yesterday, I don't know. But YouTube does have and a feature that I haven't used yet that I would like to use. I should have did that. Now that I'm on StreamYard, I kind of wish I would have done YouTube because then I could have had you link in Foxy. There's a feature where like people that you approve of, I think you can have them like up on your panel, kind of like StreamYard. I don't know, but there's some type of new feature in YouTube that we can use. And then in YouTube, what I did like that you can do polls. So let me see. I think if I'm over here on YouTube, oh, I could do a Q&A over here. Answer viewers' questions live. So this is cute. Let's look at this. Wait, start a Q&A. So I can put a question in here. Was 2022 good to you? Okay. So I can put this question in here. Let's see what happens. So that didn't come through on my StreamYard. Is it something that you can see on YouTube, Foxy? I don't know what that looks like. Okay, wait, I see something. No. Oh, I see it in the chat. I see it at the top of the chat. That's cute. And then I could put a poll in here too. So I don't know if that's just new or I just didn't know how to use it before, child. Who knows? Okay, so anyway, I want to catch y'all up because I only have like an hour. I got some things to do today. Because my vacation is winding down. I go back to work Monday. And I'm ready to go back to work. Like, who wants to go back to work to the stress that kept you off of YouTube? Me, I do. I'm ready to go back to work. Before I get started on my catch up, I would like to. I have a few favorite content creators on YouTube. One of my absolute favorites has gone on. And I just want to, verbally acknowledge that I am very moved by a human being that I never met in real life that wasn't like a celebrity in mainstream media, but was and a little controversial on YouTube as well. His name is Philip Brandon Gilmore, also known as Sinful the P. He passed away, I think around Christmas, right after Christmas. And I just want to acknowledge that I'm missing Sin. Sin was very knowledgeable, very wise, a young man, and just is now gone. So life is really short, everybody. Make sure you are doing what it is that makes you happy in life. Speak your truth. Don't be afraid of controversy. Don't be afraid to do things that you just want to do, you know? So rest in peace, Sin. My prayers are with your family, your friends, Freeze. I think Andre Taylor and Freeze are working to make sure Sin gets back into the States and has a proper burial. And I'm praying for them because if y'all don't lay him out right, Sin is going to be in the other realm of the universe going off on y'all. So I just wanted to say that. I also want to give heartfelt condolences to my family. My big sister, one of my dad's daughters, passed away recently. We did not have a close relationship, but when your children pass away before you, it does affect you. And this is the second child that my dad has lost before, while he still is in this realm with us as being human. So rest in peace to my big sister, her children and her grandchildren, her friends, and extended family as well. With that said, just a quick update about what has been going on with me. Well, I got a new job, and my job is extremely stressful. It's not stressful like in a bad way. It really, for me, is stressful in one of the most best ways possible because I enjoy learning. I enjoy challenges. And so this has given me like, I've been teaching for a long time. I have been teaching so long, like, girl, I know how to do that thing. And for me, when I know how to do things, it's like, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? Because, girl, I got this. Not that I'm ever perfect at anything, but just my energy. I just am a very curious wanderer of this universe. And so I just like to learn and grow. And so I have been given this wonderful opportunity to learn and grow. And y'all, it's kind of like being in New York. If you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. I feel like that about my current position. Like the school that I'm at, the position that I have, if I can make it, not if, because I'm making it here, I can do this anywhere. So it has been absolutely amazing for me in that respect. But the learning curve is steep. So it's not like you get a handbook of, well, at least where I'm currently at. They didn't give me this book to say, okay, you need to do this, 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 and this. They came in like, okay, go. It was like, wait a minute, what am I supposed to do? Go, do all the things, whatever needs to be done, do that, learn that, figure that out. And I'm like, okay, where's the check? Where's the procedures? Where's the pop? Girl, none of that exists. So one thing that's nice though, just because the way my brain works and because I do need processes and procedures, I'm starting to put some of those things into place because I don't want nobody to have to go through what I went through coming in my position. I'm like, you know what? I could at least, as I matriculate in this upper level management space of education, help somebody else out that might come after me. So that's been pretty exciting. Um, I love the kids. I love the adults. So one of the things for me as a classroom teacher, I didn't really care about the adults. Didn't none of the grown-ups really, they just, girl, whatever, close my classroom door. It's me and these kids, we gonna rock this out. I didn't send kids to the office. I didn't have none of those issues. When somebody cut up in my class, we handled it in the class. And if I had to pull in somebody else, they knew it was serious, right? So having to care about adults, grown-ups, and their feelings and emotions, that has been like the biggest part of this learning curve for me. Thank you, Do the Right Thing. I appreciate it. I love it. But it's keeping me off of YouTube. So which might not be a bad thing, because yeah. Anyway. Okay, so yeah, the biggest part, the biggest learning curve for me is to have to care about the adults and the grown-ups. And I am being very intentional about actually caring about the adults and listening to them. And actually balancing that with what's best for kids. Like at the end of every day for me, it's going to always be what's best for kids. So I get your feelings. I get life might have been easier for you to do it that way. But when I can see the big picture, especially now that I'm in the position that I'm in, and I see what's best for kids, and I look at data and I look at numbers and I look at history, is that really working? Is that really what's best for our kids? And so balancing that and managing that has been it's been enlightening, and it feels good to be in a space to be able to help adults understand a new way or a different way of looking at things. And I'm also in a space, in a school that is 75% Caucasian, right? And the 25% is not Black. A lot of the students and staff that identify other than Caucasian is not Black. There's multicultural people. They identify as other things other than Black. There's a very low Black identifying or identifier where I am. So having this Black woman, for some adults, is challenging. I get it. So, because being the Black adult, this Black woman, is challenging. And guess what my bosses are going to say? So, do your job. Touche. So, that's not a big deal for me. I just look at that data because it's data. And I always ask myself, how can we change this? So that's one of my things is, making it more multicultural instead of less. So that's it for job. Job is going really well for me. Again, it's challenging. I'm having a learning curve of all the curves in my life that I think I've ever experienced. I think this learning curve is even greater than when I became a parent. That was a big learning curve, but I have been working with kids for a long time. But this learning curve is curving, girl. It is curving. Okay. So that's work. I talked about my RIPs. I talked about work. I think that's it. Personally, my life is boring. I go to work when it's winter time now, right? So when I go to work, I come home, I go to work, it's dark, I come home, it's dark, and my body is like, go to bed because your brain hurts. And so that's why yesterday and today is like the first day, like my brain is like, we're back. Monday, we might go back to, hurt again. But for now, for these next few days, enjoy it, girl. So that's why I'm on YouTube. I might be on YouTube every day until Monday. Or every day up through Monday. So I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be here. I missed you guys. And I think I'm about to get into the book because I have to be somewhere at 9:00 and it's 8:10. And I probably won't finish this whole chapter because it's long. It's long. So this is chapter 4. And I probably should put my glasses on. My good glasses are not up here. Let me see. These are up here though. So let me wipe these glasses off, y'all. I feel like there's my spray. Let me clean these glasses off real quick and then let's get into it. Let's get into the things. Some of the things. All of the things. My tea for the day is my own homemade version of Starbucks medicine ball. I use the Tivana Tangerina Mimosa along with any type of peppermint tea that I can find. I found some good peppermint tea at Kroger this week, 50 in a box for like $8. That's pretty good. But the Tivana Tangerine, I have to go ahead and go on and invest in that. I did the Amazon auto ship because you get like a $10-15 discount if you sign up for the subscribe and save, whatever that is. I did that. So I get a new shipment. I get 4 of them every 2 months because I drink it like every day. So this is my version of Starbucks medicine ball. And in there with the 2 types of teas is real lemon juice, stevia, and honey. So that's it. And that I couple that with some peanuts in the morning. I usually have this on my way to work because it's about a 30, 40, 50-minute drive, depending. It's foggy out today. I'll be out there in a minute in it. Are you at work right now, Foxy? And hey, Pink Dynamite, good sunshine. Welcome to 2023. Hey, I missed you. I missed all of my YouTube people. If you are subscribed to me or not, I really have missed YouTube. I haven't, and I'm gonna tell y'all, I haven't even been keeping up with my favorite content creators. I was still listening to Sam before he passed on. Who else? I haven't been tuned in to Saki Hasaki. I don't even get notifications from anybody. Foxy? I heard you talking about that this morning too. I don't get notifications from anybody, literally. So I usually listen to YouTube on my phone, and if I go to my, what is the two tabs, like whatever the regular tab is, if I go to my subscription tabs, I still don't even see who's live all the time over there. It's just really weird. Yay! Thanks, Pink. Oh, you off? You cleaning? I gotta go drop my car off. You want to take me to drop my car off, Foxy? And then come back? Because my daughter is supposed to do it, but she's still asleep right now. Okay, anyway, I'm going to text you. Let me know if you want to take me to drop my car off. I got to drop it off up the street at 9 o'clock. That's why I don't know how much of this book I'm really going to read, because I've been talking to y'all for 20 minutes already. And y'all know I don't talk a lot, but I must have missed y'all. Just a little bit. Okay, what else? Okay, so I don't get notifications, so I haven't been really keeping up. So I've just been listening to a lot of like true crimes, which is partly why I want to redo or revamp how I do my We All Deserve to Be Remembered, because I really like the pre-recorded, when they put in the visuals and all of the things. Like, I like that. And I want to be mindful, and I don't think the live chat is necessary when doing We All Deserve to Be Remembered, only because some people can ask questions that might be a little bit disrespectful, and I never want to be disrespectful, because families of the deceased are still living, right? They still matter, and they have feelings. So I am thinking about how I can revamp that. Maybe I'll record them on the weekends and upload it one day during the week. I don't know. I'll figure that out. I got to figure that out. But your girl is halfway through a school year. Girl. Like, once you make it through Thanksgiving and Christmas, girl, I am doing the administration thing in real life, and I love it. You still in your PJs, girl? You could drop me off in your PJs. That's okay. Well, you're not gonna drop me off. You're gonna follow me. So, all right. So, yeah, I don't get notifications, so I haven't been keeping up with my fave content creators. I just saw Amina share a video from Goody. So, like, literally 2 days ago, I just found Goody. She had changed from her, what was it, basement? Then it was penthouse. Now it's an island. So I just found an island. So yeah, like, I don't keep up. I'm sorry to my faves. But I, sometimes every now and then. But like catching lives, it's hard. That's really hard for me right now. All right. I want to get some of this good reading in, because reflection and living in the now is really, really important to me. There's a lot going on in my personal life with relationships and boundaries, right? So I just want to, and I do a lot of this for myself. The reading, it helps me when I read to you guys, because if I have to sit and read by myself, I probably won't read, which is why I'm still on chapter 4, because I left y'all on chapter 3. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, so chapter 4, mind strategies for avoiding the now. Loss of now, the core delusion. Even if I completely accept that ultimately time is an illusion, what difference is that going to make in my life? I still have to live in a world that is completely dominated by time. Absolutely. Absolutely. All of this is an illusion. I tell my kids, we are in the matrix. This is the matrix, and we are avatars in this matrix. And time is a construct, just like race, right? It's a construct. It's made up, but we're stuck here. So we have to learn to maneuver here. Intellectual agreement is just another belief and won't make much difference to your life. To realize this truth, you need to live it. When every cell of your body is so present that it feels vibrant with life, and when you can feel that life every moment as the joy of being, then it can be said that you are free of time. Okay, so look, it just hit me. It just hit me. Now that over these past this week and a half, it'll be 2 weeks, Friday, haven't had to be constrained by time as far as getting to work on time, changing classes on time, ending the day on time, making sure buses are picking up children on time, making sure you like since that week and a half has gone past, this feels real to me more so now than ever. I'll read it again. When every cell of your body is so present that it feels vibrant with life, finally yesterday and today, I'm back. And when you can feel that life every moment as the joy of being, now I am being, then it can be said that you are free of time. I don't think we'll ever fully be free of time, even if we are consciously doing the work to be present in the now, because the world we live in is time bound, unless you don't have a job or kids, or I don't know how it cannot be, right? But I still have to pay the bills tomorrow, and I am still going to grow old and die just like everybody else. So, how can I ever say that I am free of time? Tomorrow's bills are not the problem. The dissolution of the physical body is not a problem. Loss of now is the problem. Or rather, the core delusion that turns a mere situation, event, or emotion into a personal problem and into suffering. Loss of now is loss of being. To be free of time is to be free of the psychological need of past for your identity and future for your fulfillment. It represents the most profound transformation of consciousness that you can imagine. In some rare cases, this shift in consciousness happens dramatically and radically once and for all. When it does, it usually comes about through total surrender in the midst of intense suffering. Most people, however, have to work at it. I do. I have to work at this. When you have had your first few glimpses of the timeless state of consciousness, you begin to move back and forth between the dimensions of time and presence. This rings or feels real for me because I am in a time-bound society. I have a time-bound career, but I am focused on living in the now and being present in those different times, in those different spaces, and even with those different human interactions and reactions that I experience as a human being. First, you become aware of just how rarely your attention is truly in the now. But to know that you are not present is a great success. That knowing is presence, even if initially it only lasts for a couple of seconds of clock time before it is lost again. This is where I struggle at work. When I sit in Zoom meetings, when I have conferences or when I'm doing evaluations, staying in the now, staying in the focus of listening and being present for me is difficult because I do have some little undiagnosed ADHD. One of the ways that I cope with it professionally ish is I play games on my phone. And literally, that's what I've been doing for these last weeks. And I wake up, I play games. It brings my mind into I don't have to think. I don't have to focus. I don't have to react. I don't have to have an opinion. I just get to do and play and color and do and play and color, right? When I am in an evaluation or when I am in a meeting And there's this thing that these people that I work with do. It's called circular conversations. They like to have conversations about the conversation, about the conversation, about the conversation. That's when my ADHD kicks in and I can't hear anymore because this was the topic. And now y'all down the street talking about Swiss cheese. But the topic was this thing right here. And I'm waiting to hear the topic. Like, I'm just waiting to hear that. I can't be present, or it's difficult for me to be present when the goal was this and y'all are like that's not what we're supposed to be talking about today. So for me, this absolutely rings true. I can be there for a couple of seconds. I might get distracted and start playing a game, and then I have to whoop myself mentally and be like, girl, get off the phone and get back and focus. And y'all, it is hard work because I don't want to hear it no more. I don't want to listen no more. Y'all are doing the mess around, as Goody would play that song. This is the mess around right now. Y'all ain't talking about nothing that got to do with nothing. And y'all trying to distract everybody else so you don't have to do this work that we really supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, Pink is saying hello to everybody. All right, let's keep going. Then, with increasing frequency, you choose to have the focus of your consciousness in the present moment rather than in the past or the future. And whenever you realize that you had lost the now, you are able to stay in it not just for a couple of seconds, but for longer periods as perceived from the external perspective of clock time. So it is not a constant state of being for some of us who are still new to being in the now. It is I'm here. I got distracted. Let me get it back here. I stayed here longer this time, but I got distracted again. Let me get it back. So you have to work at being in the now. And you can't give up just because you get distracted, just because you get off target, just because your ADHD undiagnosis kicks in, right? You still have to do that work to get back to the now. And because I'm doing this work on myself, it is pushing me to help others, whether they know it consciously or not. I do this at work as well. Especially like if I'm in charge of a meeting and the conversation start going, I'll be like, whoa, 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 whoa. My agenda, sorry, Mike, this agenda, that's not on here. Let's stay here because we're gonna finish this agenda and we ain't got but 30 minutes to do it. So it helps me refocus others as well when I'm refocusing myself and to not get caught up in those sidebar conversations. So before you are firmly established in the state of presence, which is to say, before you are fully conscious, you shift back and forth for a while between consciousness and unconsciousness, between the state of presence and the state of mind identification. You lose the now and you return to it again and again. Eventually, presence becomes your predominant state. So that's our goal. Staying present, being present. It doesn't mean that we are there yet, though, right? Like we are doing the work, but we're not necessarily at the finish line, nor will we necessarily get to the finish line. But we can become better. We can become more aware. We can become more present. It's something that I work on with my kids, especially now that they're older. Sorry. It's something that I wish, a tool that I wish I would have had when they were younger. It would have avoided a lot of blow-ups from me personally. It would have allowed them the space to just be. And it would allow me to be a little bit less controlling, even though I'm a pretty laid back mom. I'm not a helicopter mom. I'm not trying to push my kids in any direction in their life. I want my kids to chart their own course, to live their own life, and to have no regrets. For most people, presence is experienced either never at all or only accidentally and briefly on rare occasions without being recognized for what it is. Most humans alternate not between consciousness and unconsciousness, but only between different levels of unconsciousness. Ordinary unconsciousness and deep unconsciousness. All right, this is going to be the last section, you guys, because again, I have to be somewhere at 9 o'clock and this section is not that long. Okay. What do you mean by different levels of us unconsciousness? As you probably know, in sleep, you constantly move between the phases of dreamless sleep and the dream state. Similarly, in wakefulness, most people only shift between ordinary unconsciousness and deep unconsciousness. What I call ordinary unconsciousness means being identified with your thought processes and emotions, your reactions, desires, and aversions. It is most people's normal state. In that state, you are run by the egoic mind and you are unaware of being. It is a state not of acute pain or unhappiness, but of an almost continuous low level of unease, discontent, boredom, or nervousness, a kind of background static. You may not realize this because it is so much a part of normal living. Just as you are not aware of a continuous low background noise, such as the hum of an air conditioner, until it stops. That's like me and my fan at night or me and my music. When it stops, I wake up like, wait, what happened? Like, what's going on? When it suddenly does stop, there is a sense of relief. I don't know. Many people use alcohol, drugs, sex, food, work, television, or even shopping as anesthetics. Anesthesia, that's right. In an unconscious attempt to remove the basic unease. When this happens, an activity that might be very enjoyable, if used in moderation, becomes imbued with a compulsive or addictive quality. And all that is ever achieved through it is extremely short lived symptom relief. The unease of ordinary unconsciousness turns into the pain of deep unconsciousness, a state of more acute and more obvious suffering and unhappiness. When things go wrong, when the ego is threatened, or if there is a major challenge, threat, or loss, real or imagined, in your life situation or conflict in a relationship, it is an intensified version of ordinary unconsciousness, different from it not in kind, but in degree. In ordinary unconsciousness, habitual resistance to or denial of what is creates the unease and discontent that most people accept as normal living. When this resistance becomes intensified through some challenge or threat to the ego, it brings up intense negativity such as anger, acute fear, aggression, depression, and so on. Deep unconsciousness often means that the pain body has been triggered and that you have become identified with it. Physical violence would be impossible without deep unconsciousness. It can also occur easily whenever and wherever a crowd of people or even an entire nation generates a negative collective energy field. Hey Kim Bird, good morning, sunshine. Happy 2023. Um, this reminds me of like conversations that my daughter and I are starting to have now that she's almost 20. So I talk to her a lot about like being mindful, mindfulness. And one of the realizations that I had this summer was as much as we don't like the negative parts of living, the negative parts of living are necessary. I'm going to say that again. As much as we don't like the negative parts of living, of being, of human being, the negatives, the ills of being human are part of the experience of being a human. Evil is a part of being a human. Everything is not supposed to be positive. Everything is not supposed to be sunshine and stars and rainbows and happiness and joy. If it was, it would be. I've been a history teacher for a really long time, and since the beginning of time, evil has been a part of our human experience. And as of 2023, it still is. There are what we would call, I don't think the universe would call those things terrible. I think the universe would just say, it is, and I am. The universe is all of the things. And once you can wrap your mind around that part of our human experiences and our beingness as human beings, it's a really weird, like my energy shifted a little bit when I had to acknowledge that. Like all of these terrible things that happen are part of the plan. We don't have to like it. We don't have to agree with it. But it's still part of the plan. It's still part of the experience. It's still part of our existence. It's still part of our humanness. It is part of who we are. And who we are is ugly. Sometimes. Who we are is beautiful. Sometimes. Who we are is confusing. Who we are is something that we can't actually fully understand. We just have to be present, and we have to be here in the now, and we have to acknowledge, number one, the universe is undefeated. When you step outside today, look at the birds, look at the insects if it's not snowing, look at the weather, look at the things we have no control over that continuously happen. The grass will keep growing, the birds will keep chirping. Everything will continue since the beginning of days until the end of days. This process, this cycle of life, it doesn't tell you how yours will start. It doesn't tell you how yours will end. If you are here, you're supposed to be here. If your existence has gone on to a different realm, if that is what you believe in, then that is where you are. How you maneuver while you are here, you have very little control over. You didn't get to pick who you were born, what family you were born into. You didn't get to pick the circumstances that you were born into, but you exist. And that alone lets you know that it's on purpose, right? That means the bad things are on purpose. That's hard to, it's hard to circle that square because we don't want the bad things to have a purpose, but they do. Okay, let's keep going. Hey, everybody saying hello. The best indicator of your level of consciousness is how you deal with life's challenges when they come. Because, baby, they is coming if they haven't. I've been living 50 plus years now. Hey, oh. And I told my daughter, buckle up, baby. Challenges will happen. Life will be challenging for you. I need to answer this phone. It's my mommy calling. But I'm about to get off of here in a minute, so I'll call her back. Through those challenges, an already unconscious person tends to become more deeply unconscious, and a conscious person more intensely conscious. You can use a challenge to awaken you, or you can allow it to pull you into an even deeper sleep. The dream of ordinary unconsciousness then turns into a nightmare. If you cannot be present, even in normal circumstances, such as when you are sitting alone in a room, walking in the woods, or listening to someone, then you certainly won't be able to stay conscious when something goes wrong. Or you are faced with difficult people or situations, with loss or the threat of loss. You will be taken over by a reaction, which ultimately is always some form of fear. Wait, which is ultimately is always some form of fear and pulled into deep those. Oh wait, it's not. Wait, I got to start over, y'all. This don't sound right in my brain. If you cannot be present even in normal circumstances, such as when you are sitting alone in a room, walking in the woods, or listening to someone, then you certainly won't be able to stay conscious when something goes wrong, or you are faced with difficult people or situations, with loss or the threat of loss. You will be taken over by a reaction, which ultimately is always some form of fear and pulled into deep unconsciousness. Those challenges are your tests. Only the way in which you deal with them will show you and others where you are at as far as your state of consciousness is concerned. Not how long you can sit with your eyes closed or what visions you see. So it is essential to bring more consciousness into your life in ordinary situations when everything is going relatively smoothly. In this way, you grow your presence power. It generates an energy field in you and around you of a high vibrational frequency. No unconsciousness, no negativity, no discord or violence can enter that field and survive. Just as darkness cannot survive in the presence of light. When you learn to be the witness of your thoughts and emotions, which is an essential part of being present, you may be surprised when you first become aware of the background static of ordinary unconsciousness and realize how rarely, if ever, you are truly at ease within yourself. On the level of your thinking, you will find a great deal of resistance in the form of judgment, discontent, and mental projection away from the now. On the emotional level, there will be an undercurrent of unease, tension, boredom, or nervousness. Both are aspects of the mind in its habitual resistance mode. One of the things that's interesting to me now, especially since I've been on break and didn't go on vacation, didn't have any plans, I'm not bored though. And I think that's because of the work that I've been doing on being present. I am enjoying being unplugged from the energy of my work. Unplugging from that and just being has been enjoyable for me. Be mindful that when you cannot enjoy your own company or be in your own presence without, what am I going to do today? What am I going to do now? You still have work to do. Not that I've mastered it, I have not. But I attribute being able to sit still and not have an agenda, not have a time bound space that I have to be every day for these last 2 weeks, and just sometimes hanging out in the bed all day, taking naps periodically. I have not been bored. I have not, and I've been working on keeping my money because I don't move that car. I ain't spending gas money. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, that's saving money too. We be in the present, we be in the now, and we saving a coin. Facts. Bars. All right, this is the last one, and then I will definitely be back tomorrow. Maybe later. I don't really like going live later in the day though. So I'm not gonna promise that today, but I will be back tomorrow morning because I'm feeling good, y'all. Okay. What are they seeking? Carl Jung, Jung. I think I would pronounce that Jung. Maybe Jung, but it's not an H in there. I don't know. Carl tells in one of his books of a conversation he had with a Native American chief who pointed out to him that in his perception, most white people have tense faces, staring eyes, and a cruel demeanor. He said, they are always seeking something. What are they seeking? The whites always want something. They are always uneasy and restless. We don't know what they want. We think they are mad. The undercurrent of constant unease started long before the rise of Western industrialized civilization, of course. But in Western civilization, which now covers almost the entire globe, including most of the East, it manifests in an unprecedentedly acute form. It was already there at the time of Jesus, and it was there 600 years before that at the time of Buddha, and long before that. Why are you always anxious? Jesus asked his disciples, can anxious thought add a single day to your life? And the Buddha taught that the root of suffering is to be found in our constant wanting and craving. Resistance to the now as a collective dysfunction is intrinsically connected to loss of awareness of being and forms the basis of our dehumanized industrial civilization. Freud, by the way, also recognized the existence of this undercurrent of unease and wrote about it in his book, Civilization and Its Discontents. But he did not recognize the true root of the unease and failed to realize that freedom from it is possible. This collective dysfunction has created a very unhappy and extraordinarily violent civilization that has become a threat not only to itself, but also to all life on the planet. And that is where we are going to stop today. So tomorrow we are going to be still in chapter 4 because chapter 4 is lengthy. Since I caught you guys up on a little bit of my life, I shouldn't have to catch you up tomorrow when I come live. So God willing, universe willing, I will see you here in the morning at some point in time. I'm just going to go live. I'm not going to schedule it because I'm still on vacation. And yeah, y'all, it feels good to be back live on the YouTube streets. I love you all. I have missed you all. I'll see you in the morning if it is the will of the Lord of God. And if not, you guys have a blessed remainder of your day. Have a wonderful 2023 and know that I love you. Mwah. And I appreciate you. And I'm very thankful to be able to be here with you. Bye, y'all. Oh, let me see if I can play this. I don't even know if I can play these intros and outros anymore with this, the way I did this. Hold on. Let's see if I can do this outro. Let's see if it'll play.